All right, guys, Fuller coming to you with a quick video. So, someone was asking me like, "Yo, what's your hair look like?" You know what I mean? I don't know who asked this question, but there's something about me that you must know that I've been on a hair journey. You know what I mean? If you don't know about me, like back in the day, I used to have waves. I used to have waves. And I used to brush my hair constantly. Brush, 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 brush. I used to be brushing it all the damn time. And when I did, it led to the waves being, well defined. You know what I mean? Like they were really defined to a point where, and I kid you not, I'm not lying when I say this. There were times in conversations where people would actually look up at my hair rather than look at me, look at me in the eyes. They would rather be looking at my hair because I had waves so defined, you know. But then, I thought about something, I thought about two things. Um, Now, with the Fulani tribe, the tribe I'm a part of, believe it or not, quiet is kept. Fulani men, before colonialism came, and even during the advent of Islam, Fulani men used to have braids. They used to braid their hair. You know what I mean? That used to be something that they do. If you look at the illustrations of, I want to say, there's not Ibrahim Asori, but there's, I think, what's his name? I believe it was Bubakar Bari, but I think he ran the emirate of Timbo in Futajalo. He used to have braids, you know what I mean? And there were many others. In fact, as a matter of fact, I'm reading a book right now in which, the Fulani men, they show illustrations with them with braids. So I just said, I might as well go back to my roots and I might as well get braids, right? Another thing too is, the Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace, he actually wore braids. He actually wore four-plaited braids. They'll never tell you this though, because, unfortunately, if you go to these mosques, I kid you not, if you go to these mosques, man, and you have like dreadlocks or you have a hairstyle like that, they'll call you all types of things, man. I'm talking about these Arabs, okay? I'm talking about these Arabs and these Pakistanis. So that's why one thing I do in order to avoid that is I put on a lafa. That way they can't see my braids, you know what I mean? And so that's the one thing I do. So the person, just give you a little look at my braids, these are what my braids look like, you know what I mean? So the person who did the braids, shout outs to her, shout outs to Awa, that's her name, big shout outs to her. She did my shit, you know what I mean? She told me some stuff because this hair care shit is still new to me. For one, she said, you have a lot of hair. That's one thing she said. And it didn't even feel like I had a lot of hair. It did not even feel like I had so much hair. But she said, you have a lot of hair. As a matter of fact, she said, you have more hair than some women do. And this is all your hair. So, what I said is, because she was saying that, with your hair, with your type of hair, every texture is different, right? So what I'm wondering now though is, she gave me some gems on how to maintain the hair. But the reason for this video is to see if someone else has some other information that I can use to maintain it. Because she said that you definitely want to constantly be applying oil to your hair. You constantly want to be keeping it moisturized. She told me that you should get a regimen, that you should have a good regimen in order to keep your things proper. Because she said, one thing she said is that your hair is very curly, but if managed rightly, your hair is soft. Your hair is easy to handle. Like, she basically said that if your hair, although your hair is curly, if you get the right products, it's gonna be easy. You know what I mean? And so what I'm wondering now is, what if you're subscribed to my page or you come across this page, what are some good things to use? I was thinking like argan oil, I was thinking castor oil, but I was also thinking there's this one thing we use back home, but it's hard to find because some people be making it fake. Like it's fake as hell. It's called chebby oil. Like, yeah, but it's hard to find the real one. So what I'm wondering is, what are some good things to use? You know what I mean? Now, one thing I must say is, she also said that you shouldn't wash your hair like too often, right? You should just keep it moisturized more often than not, because that's going to lead to your hair being, doing its job itself, by keeping it moisturized. It's going to be, it'll be, how should I say, clean as long as you are using the right products. That's what she told me. She also told me something that surprised me. She said that when you're getting your hair together, don't use water, because she said water will just leave your hair dry, although it will moisturize it temporarily. She said that water is, you kind of don't want to, you want to stay away from water. So what I've learned through this whole ordeal is that different people have different ways of doing things. But tell me your ways of doing things. And I'm mostly asking about people who have like hella curly hair, because my hair is very curly. How she dealt with my curls is she just blow dried my shit and then just pretty much combed it out. You know what I mean? And it got real long, and she was able to do her job relatively easy. And so the last person I went to, they didn't do that. They just kind of, you know what I mean? And so it made her job easier. She did it rather quickly as well. You know what I mean? So, and then she said, this is another thing she said, and this is why I want to get some input on this. Another thing she said is, the more manageable your hair becomes and the more like softer it becomes, the easier it's going to be for you to have like sleeker braids. She said the next time you come back, your braids will be more sleeker if you have the right regimen. You know what I mean? And don't think I'm like into this shit. I just need to learn this shit. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those niggas all day that just stand in the mirror and just try to worry about their hair. It's either do-rag or cap. I wear a hell of a lot of caps. Even despite me having braids, I usually wear caps 90% of the time. I don't really use, you know what I mean? I don't really show my hair like that, But this was just a short video showing you the hair journey I'm on. And if y'all got some good advice for that, let me know and drop it in the comment section. But anyway, Fulas signing out. Njarama.